Morning everyone. So what we're going to look at today is angles in parallel lines. Okay, so first of all you can see I've got a quadrilateral here. Okay, it's a parallelogram. So these sides are parallel and so are these sides. Okay, so it's got two pairs of parallel sides, which means these two angles here are the same size. But it also means that these two are the same size. So as you can see, we've done it colour coordinated as usual. Okay, and what can happen is I've got a few more of these and I can put them together. Okay, they tessellate, which means they fit together with no gaps. Okay, so they all can fit together. I could put another one there, but I'm going to put it here. Okay, so what they do is they come together and you can see that they make a full turn. Okay, which is, we know, 360. So therefore we know that the angles inside here add up to 360 as well. So is there anything else we can spot? Well, I can see here that when a green and a yellow are together, it makes 180. Okay, so two colours makes 180. I can also see that I'm only ever working with two different colours, and that's what you're likely to find with angles in parallel lines. There won't be as many colours as we're used to with our other triangles and our other polygon facts. Okay, so we're going to focus in on one of these. Okay, and I've drawn one out here. Okay, so what I want you to do in a moment is you're going to draw it out as well. Okay, so here's my parallelogram, and what I've done is I've put on these lines here to show that these are the parallel sides. So the arrows represent the parallel lines. Okay, so these pair are parallel and these pair are parallel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write down a couple of facts that I've just told you about the angles in parallel lines. Okay, so we know that 2 green and 2 yellow make 360 degrees. Okay, so we know that all 4 angles will add up to 360. What else did I say we knew? We knew 1 green and 1 yellow equal 180. Okay, and obviously we know that the yellows are the same size and the greens are the same size. So for example, if this one was 130, so would this one. Okay, and we'd know the yellow one because we just take 130 from 180 to leave me with 50. So they'd be 50 and 50. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So what I want you to do now is I want you to pause the video and I want you to copy that out into your books. So I'll put a title for you: Angles in Parallel Lines. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at where the angles are going to be the same within the shape. Okay, so pause the video. Okay, so I've drawn 3 out and you're going to copy these out in a moment. And what we're going to look at is there are 3 types of angles in parallel lines. Okay, there's one called opposite, there's one called corresponding, and there's one called alternate. Okay, we're going to look at the corresponding angle first. So this one's called corresponding. And yes, we do need to know the correct words for these. Okay, we can't just put just because they're the same, we have to put the word in. Okay, so we have to call them the corresponding and the alternate or the opposite. Okay, so in this one, what I'm looking for is where there would be an angle that's the same size as the green. Now if we come back to when I was putting these together, you can see that they're the same. If I put another 2 in, we can see that they're the same. We can see that they're the same. Okay, so they're the 3 types. All right, so the corresponding one is when this angle here, okay, is the same as this one. So when I put them together, you can see that I've got a green angle here, and so it would be a green angle under here. So these 2 angles are the same size. Okay, and they're corresponding. Okay, so they're in line with each other, so that's why they're the same. So if I'm saying that this one is yellow, which other one is going to be yellow? It'd be this one here, wouldn't it? okay? And if you're not sure, you could use these to help you. So I'll put an attachment for these with the work, okay? So let's have a look at the next one. We're going to look at opposite angles. So they're called vertically opposite. That one is very self-explanatory. It's exactly what it says. So they're opposite, so they're the same size. So if I put some of these together, you can see the ones that are opposite. So if we look at the ones in the middle, these two are opposite each other, so they're the same size. These two are opposite each other, so they're the same size. Okay? So on my diagram, I know that this one and those ones are opposite. So this one is going to be green here, because it's the same size. And then I've got my yellow one here, which is the same size. Okay? Right, the last one is called alternate. Okay? Now this one is slightly tricky. We remember this one because it looks like a Z. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. So if I put these back on, let's see if we can find a Z shape. Okay, so I can see a very large one here, like that. Okay, or if we just focus in, if I take them two away, if we just focus here, I can see I've got a Z shape there. So these two here, hope you can see that, are trapped inside the Z shape. Okay, so those two are the same size. These two here are trapped inside a reverse Z, so they're the same size. Okay, so we might actually, I'm going to highlight that on here, that this is a Z shape. Okay, so you can see it there. And I've got my other one here. Okay, and so it traps the angle that's inside it. So that one there and that one there. So this one will be green. And this one here will be yellow. Okay, so what I want you to do now is, I want you to copy those out. And I want you to colour in as I have. And what I'll do is I'll put a demonstration video up in a moment about how to answer a question. Okay, and then I want you to have a go at some.